Hey, good morning, everybody on YouTube. My name is Kevin, and today is March the 1st, 2021. I'm glad you're here. Or if you're on the Read broadcast, well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. I want to turn on my uh, comments if I can. Let's look, goes in the window place. Let's see. Hmm, there we go. Ha. All right then. So we've started, and I feel pretty good. The weather yesterday afternoon was glorious here in the Mid-Atlantic area, but it started off really thick and foggy. Um, I went to work yesterday, paddled and piddled around in my new office space, put up some shelving and took down some shelving. I just didn't quite like the way one corner was looking, so I tidied it up. Um, and What else did I do? I wanted to really go outside and be in the sunshine and enjoy. I know my dogs were out there. I came in, oh, I don't know, mid afternoon perhaps, and they were exacerbated from running around and chasing about and just enjoying the almost pre-spring like weather. But of course, as Mother Nature just gives us a little test of what is to come, or at least a little test of what's become, and then go right back into a little bit of winter. So there you go. There you have it. You have that contrast. So let's see. What is the message for today? It's a good one. There we go. Let's have a look at this one. There. Our message for today is to manifest whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind, whatever it is you feel like you'd like to attract to yourself. This card is for you. Manifestation, the angel of manifestation, really is all about how we are one with the universe. And it's a bit like getting the green light on all the things that you'd like to accomplish, or the things you'd like to have happen, um, including miracles. Uh, Oftentimes when this card pops up for me in a reading or for myself, I am drawn to how um, I'm drawn to the blocks that almost get in the way. So even though you can look at it and think and see, well, this is a green light to getting what I want and manifesting everything on my wish list, it can also point out the manifestation of the opposite. For example, if your intention, your desires, the view of your heart is to attract something, to have something, no matter what that is, and the energy around not getting it, not deserving it, feeling like somebody else should have it before you, or whatever the reason is that gets in the way of it, the block, the understory, the undertow, the undercurrent, that's also being manifested. It happens to be one of the most frustrating parts about being able to accomplish and do the sometimes the most impossible, and yet not. So it seems that things that we do on a regular basis, that we get on a regular basis, the I'm going to go fill my car up with gas, and oh, there's a gas station. Or I saying for yourself, gosh, I wish the price of the gasoline or the petrol was less. And then, oh, yeah, look here, it went down 10 cents a gallon. Those kind of things we sort of take for granted. Or I hope the traffic's not bad today, or I want the traffic to be light so I can go easy peasy to work. And you find you get every green light, that there isn't a backup of traffic, there's no accidents. Those are the things that we manifest on a regular basis. We don't really pay attention to because it's just seen as coincidence. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't give credit for it either. Now I found myself aware of, I've got nothing but green lights. I got here in 15 minutes, and I'm grateful for that. And so the more I find myself being grateful for things that do manifest and linking it back to how they manifested, the more manifestation comes. So this card, Angel of Manifestation, is for you to get quiet, get clear, and put forth the desires that are really on your heart, and they really deserve to be yours. One of the affirmations I work with is, where is it? It's up there somewhere on my wall. Let's have a look. I love the way the universe makes things happen for me. You can also say, I love watching the way the universe makes things happen for me. You put it in the present, you put it in the right now, you put it in the fact that you are part of this universal energy, this universal vibration. And if you are a big believer in angels, spirit guides, energies that are an extension of you and part of what helps you get what you want, you can also say, I love the way my spirit guides and angels bring me exactly what I want in such a perfect alignment, or something to those effects. When it does happen, when you've made that affirmation, it lifts your vibration, and lifting your vibration sends out like a ripple effect, and it almost happens instantly. When it does happen, you get linked back to the affirmation that you said. That's where you give thanks for manifesting it, thinking it, believing it, making it happen. You notice on the beautiful piece of artwork that Jennifer Hawkyard did, it's a bit like standing there with the crown on your head and your hands open and all this light, love, magic coming. So give a list, maybe the 5 things on your list that could use a bit of energy, use a bit of help. And that can be health, it can be abundance, it can be the manifestation of money to pay a bill, it could be pay your bills on time, it could be pay off a bill, anything. But know that you've got the power of the universe to make that happen, if that makes sense. All right, then, let's have a look over here. Boom, there. I got this one, compassion. I just love these images. I love the colors, because I could sit here and look at all the amazing colors and all the amazing energies, that the detail that's in here, the flowers, all the tiny little small insects, and just the way it's all here. And then the little swirl. I don't know if you can see that little swirl on the forehead. And then inside every hand, there's another little set of swirls. And it just, the card's really saying to be compassionate with myself and to give myself the love that I haven't been. And that certainly popped up for me in the last few days. I'm not going to go into any details because it's pretty deeply personal. But anyway, some things that have just arisen that I have felt a little indifferent about, that's caused me to sit quietly and reflect. Feels like it's moving on out. Feels like it's not quite as daunting as it was. And I want to feel like that might be a personal, emotional rainstorm that is cleared. And it happens. I am in celebration of all of my, I can't call them deep, dark secrets. They're not really secrets. They're just the intense energy that moves through. When I remember times when those energies happened, feelings, if you will, lower than normal, when they would happen, it would send me to all sorts of wretched places to try to cope and to try to wash them off and to try to run away from them, up to and including poor eating habits. One point in the early years when I was dealing with them, when they first showed up, around the age of 27, 28, when there, Alcohol, I abused it. Cocaine, I abused it. Because I just wanted to feel better. And then, things were riding along nicely in my 30s, and in my 40s. And then there were these, little waves that would come in and go. So this lovely card of compassion is just really saying that I've walked a long road and it's not always been easy. And I find every so often there's a bit of a trigger and a bit of something that pops up that says, "Ooh, I don't like the way that feels." And then I notice the pattern. What I go to, my go-to thing, my somewhat, I call it obsessions. And that's an indication to me that, there's an underlying current that's driving that and making that happen. So I'm happy to see this angel of compassion reminding me to get into the busy work of cleaning up that mess, and being good to yourself. All right, with that said, let's read the daily message from Melody Beatty for March the 1st. I didn't come on here yesterday. I was doing some things. I had an appointment outside the office, or outside the home, because this is in my home. And there wasn't enough time to get prepared and do everything. So I apologize. It's interesting that the book covers 28th and 29th of February. I think I might skip those for today and move to March the 1st and then do a separate video on those other two, especially February 29th, because there isn't a leap year. There isn't one this year. I do think it needs to be covered because the subject is see all the landscape. And I think that's appropriate when we are looking to manifest and make things happen. We sometimes skip the details that are the most important. And by a detail that's the most important, one of the things that comes up for me when I say that is we skip the detail of gratitude. We skip the detail of class. We skip the detail of being kind, particularly to ourselves. Yes, we skip it. It's just one of those awful things that I've noticed when I've looked and watched people's behavior, particularly in stores. They want to get what they want when they want it now. They don't mind. I mean, it's just quite interesting. I used to get judgy about it and think, gosh, that's sort of rude, and want the the Miss Manners part of me wanted to reach out and say something, but I don't. I look at the intentional way of, okay, well, they're getting in line and they're getting what they need and they've got what they need and off they go with no regard to anyone else. Yes, those little details. And yet I've also noticed, in a good way, when you hold the door open for somebody, they just, oh, thank you. And yesterday I went into a store and the person who was cleaning the wagons or buggies or trolleys or whatever you call that you put your goods in before you buy them, good morning, how are you? I'm like, oh, well, good morning. I notice those things. I think I'm wanting to pay attention to how polite, kind, and compassionate people are, as opposed to the very few people that haven't yet turned, I call it, they haven't turned that corner yet. They will. they haven't got there. Don't know whether they will in this life or the next one, but at some point they'll get it, that they have to be a little more compassionate. All right, let's get on with the reading for today. March the 1st. The subject is find healing and magic within yourself. Look at that. Compassion, manifestation. There's magic in both those things. She was an Osage shaman. Her land, next to the Cathedral Rock in Sedona, Arizona, was landscaped with a totem pole, a fire pit, a bridge leading to her house, and gardens of flowers and rocks. A river ran across her property, singing to all the quieted all who quieted themselves enough to listen. A teepee stood close by, one used to house the sweat lodge ceremonies. During one such ceremony, I had met her. I had returned later to talk with her for a while. She welcomed me back, welcomed all who had visited her to return to her land. She didn't call it her land, she called it the land. She said it belonged to all of us. You don't have to take this journey, she said. You don't have to travel around searching for spiritual spots. All the wisdom, the experiences, the spiritual places you seek on this quest are within you. While it's fun to go on a trip, and trips are often coincide with going to new places in our personal lives, we don't have to load up the car and hit the road to find what we're looking for. The places of power we seek are within us. Places of comfort, joy, wisdom, silence, healing, peace are within. The places we visit often reflect those qualities. They reinforce them. They remind us that they're there. But these places, locations we visit, are only mirrors, extensions of ourselves. The healing and magic we seek are not someplace else. They are within each of us. Ooh. Oh, goosebumps. There's angels here. They're clapping, like they're going like this and flapping their wings. Well, good morning, angels. Thank you for being here. All that to say, yes, if you think about it, when you get quiet and you let your mind just settle, as we do every day, and close your eyes and begin to think of places, not so much a physical place, although that's possible, but think of a feeling that you get from a place. I often forget in my meditations to talk to folks and say, focus on something you're happy about and something you're grateful for and the blessings you've got, because that really does attract more of it. What I know for sure is there's a vibrational level that goes along with those emotions, a vibrational level that lifts and a vibrational level that lowers. The vibrational level that lowers is one I was talking about a few moments ago, that feeling that you're being pulled down into, not such a happy place. And oddly as this sounds, not willing to bask in it, not willing to wallow in it, but appreciative of the fact that that's necessary, because what's coming up out of it is something brilliant, something bigger, something better, something more brighter. How do you frame that? There's a saying, it's always darkest before the dawn. The sun shines brighter after a thunderstorm. There you see rainbows, you see color. So when there is this feeling for me of being just tough, where you want to be a cocoon, and right there is that example of the caterpillar literally has to die for the butterfly to be born. That's just how that is. That's why I think in the early spring, when nature says it's safe for all the caterpillars to start rooting around and crawling about and doing their thing, they're being born, they're coming, they're getting ready. Then they have to go to this cocoon place like spiders. They have to create this place to be dormant for a while. And some of those dormant energies we don't want to go to. We just want to skip right to the spring. We want to turn off, like you want to go to bed on New Year's Eve, hey, Happy New Year, and wake up Easter. At least if you're on the side of the country that's cold in the first few months of the year. I swear that's why stores put out all their spring flowers and get everything just so you get piles and piles and piles and bags and bags and bags of mulch lined up just to encourage people not much longer. Anyway, So I'll wrap it up. Whenever you feel like things are not going quite as flush as you want them to, retract, go in, and know that right up around the corner something big is going to loom. Just clean out the stuff that's going on. Just get that out of the way. All right, it's time to meditate. Right on time. I like how I'm pulling this together. Feet flat on the floor, please. Why is that important? Well, because you want to feel grounded into the Mother Earth, lifted by Father Heaven, and just let your breath go in, release out, let stuff go. Meditation is a practice that requires the busyness of the mind to settle into stillness. Bring your attention to your physical body, where it is, where you are, and take note of how you're seated. Like, push down with whatever is grounding you to the earth. Line your spine up, tall. You can even pull your shoulders up, pull them back. That's where they live. They don't live hunched forward. They live all nice back. And your palms up towards your heart. And work on a rhythmic breath, not too forced, not too shallow, just a breath that you are familiar with. The air you pull in is healing all the parts that need to be released. The air you push out is releasing those parts. And we'll begin with our prayer of protection. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for removing and cutting the binds and energy that connect us to unnecessary people, places, situations, stories, drama, and all the other rubbish we no longer want, and we no longer need, and no longer serve our purpose. And thank you for cutting those ties and removing them now. We declare that we are awake, safe, and free, and so it is. Bring your hands over your heart. I am the keeper of my mind and my body. Wherever love is, fear is a stranger, and love and joy, happiness, peace, harmony is within me, flows through me, and extends beyond me. And so it is. And picture the light that's within your heart, the power that's within your soul, lifting up through the center of your body, up and out through the crown of your head, going beyond what you can conceivably see. And along the same light, see it being brightened, see the energy coming down from the source, from Father Heaven, directly into your heart, lighting you up even further. Think and bring your mind to what you're happy about, what you're grateful for. Allow those happy thoughts grateful blessings to swirl around you with all this bright white light. As you continue to breathe, allow it to create a force field like a rippling effect. A bubble, energy field that is surrounding you on all sides, below your feet, out from your belly, out from your side body, way above your head. Now we call forth the angels for our meditation. Thank you, angels, spirit guides, guardian angels, and all other higher spirits, for letting us know you're here and showing us you're present. Thank you for revealing and bringing what I need to know. I'm willing to listen and to receive, willing to share, and so it is. Just sit quietly. Allow your mind to settle on your third eye center. Bring energy toward your breath. Let your mind, with the feeling of gratitude and happiness, let your mind focus on where you anticipate being by May 1st, 2021. Notice if you're saying anything to yourself like you can't imagine, or you don't know, or you're not sure, or the question confuses you. The energy of uncertainty is the energy that will manifest. It's the energy that you know. It's the energy that you are comfortable with. The side of your physical being that is connected to your ego continues and controls the energy of doubt and fear. Now is the time to see the doubt, see the fear, and declare that you've got this. Return your energy, your thoughts, your mind, your heart, and your spirit to the first day of May 2021. Picture what you believe the day will be like, the weather. Open your clairvoyant skills to see the daily activity you wish to create. Allow your mind to land on a activity, an object, a purpose, or a purchase. Let your mind explore what you do with what you have, with the blessing you've just received. Increase your vision with the feeling of achievement, of realization and manifestation. Continue visualizing, meditating, attracting. More of the experience of the future. Are there other people in your visualization? What kind of telephone conversations are you having? Allow your mind to be open and free. See those you connect with being happy, joyful, celebratory. Your mind's eye and part of your visualization. See all the vegetation fill with bloom, the trees. Shrubs and flowers. And keep lifting your visualization and your vibration to attract. To manifest. Now slowly bring your mind, your consciousness back to the present moment. Place your hands at prayer at heart center. Honor yourself for doing the work and for being here. Honor any energy that you felt or saw or listened to that was here with you. Just a simple thank you. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Let's bless and honor the world with our light as it blesses and honors the world, us with its light. Bow and say namaste. That was a new one for me. A new visualization. Sometimes seeing things into the future with the detail. Something simple as, what do you think you'll be wearing? What do you think your day will begin like? How do you feel? And the more you practice the seeing into the future, the more it reveals itself to you automatically and gives you an opportunity to see, oh, that really is going to happen, or that's what I need to pay attention to. Because sometimes even if we visualize into the future, there is a way that those visions become so vivid, it also points out areas that may need to be taken into consideration. One of the things that the physical experience brings up is the timeline. What I now know for sure is if you can see it and it has the vibrational elements of physical senses, like in the present moment you're able to smell it, taste it, feel it, acknowledge it, then it's on your timeline, meaning it's available for you to have. The challenge is we're not sure why we don't have it right now, this minute. Well, because we're already experiencing what was on the timeline from before. That's where the overwhelmingly things come into play. We start getting used to miracles and manifesting these miracles and attracting what we're asking for and saying things like, things are always working out for me, and how well the universe just manifests everything I want in such a perfect way. And then there's an avalanche, which is what we're supposed to do. We're meant to experience this instant things. We came here for this great, wonderful, happy, amazing life. So if you can imagine spirit guides, angels, those of a higher realm, looking at this person in a spiritual form and seeing, look, they've got all this availability for them to manifest, the tools that are within us, the ability to raise the vibration and the consciousness to go from spirit into physical and back again. And they must be aghast at what we're not awake to. However, having said that, there are some guides that have passed into spiritual form. In the newness of it, they still get that feeling of the spirit, of the physical, but yet they now have this new ability. So how do I explain that? Somebody asked me one time, how do you know if the spirit of the person that's passed, and this happened to be a relative, is with you? Well, you either smell something, you taste something, you hear something. One of your physical senses triggers you to think about them. That's your indication that they're there. And all you have to do is say thanks for that reminder. I'm glad to know you're safe. Or I'm glad to know you're here. Or I'm glad to know you never went anywhere. The other misconception that I've had about working with spirit, and I had it from a toddler or a little boy, there's this idea that we ascend. You know, the Bible talks about Jesus ascending into heaven. And whenever people talk about heaven, they always talk about heaven being up. Yes, indeed, there is a higher level of consciousness and a vibration that's way above the crown of our head. So the natural assumption is to see it as being up there. We give references to going way above the clouds, way above the earth, way up into the stratosphere. So in our physical way, we look at that as being, well, millions of miles away is Mars. And on your way there, how do you get there so quick? We all vibrate. You lift the vibration up to warp speed. It's the only way I could explain how there's this gravitational, well, like a membrane around the Earth that before you get to space. I don't know what they call that, but astronauts have to find their way back into the atmosphere. So when we do that prayer of protection, we bust through it, we become that atmospheric membrane around ourselves to protect us. Right, listen, have a great, great Monday. Start your week off brilliantly, and I'll be back here, same place, same time, tomorrow morning, 5:30 on this channel. Bye.